Welcome back to the final few episodes of Making Olive's Bear. So today I'm going to put the expression on my bear. This is the part where your bear is going to become a personality. It's going to have a personality. So I put the two eyes on the bear, and if I was making this bear for myself, the eyes wouldn't be this big, but this is for a child, and I really wanted to make it very childlike, and I hope I'm achieving that by putting such big eyes on. I think I am. So what we're going to do before we start putting the bear, putting the bear pieces together to make a bear, is we have to do a nose. And the nose is just going to be right on the tip. It's going to come down around, let's try it again. It's going to be on the tip, come down around this whole section here where we have the seaming. And then we'll have a little bit of the mouth, just some running stitches down, just a short ways down, and then the actual smile or frown, however you decide you want to do it. Now I'm just noticing here that my tip of my nose is not actually centered. So I'm going to make my tip go down this brown piece instead of the seam. Actually, you're not really going to see it all that much if I do it that way, because there's a seam there and there's a seam there. The seam isn't really a seam, but it's where I joined two pieces of fabric together. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to go right down the middle of that. But before we do that, I brought up a few bears to show you about the different expressions that bears can have. And it depends on how close the eyes are and which way you do your mouth. It makes a big difference in the look of your bear. So I've got 2 commercial bears and I've got 3 homemade bears, and we'll see how different they can be before we start putting our nose on. So we'll start with the commercial bears. This is Kijik, I think it's called. It was one of the bears that was issued by the Hudson Bay Company. See, it has the Hudson Bay striped, like the Hudson Bay blankets. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, if you're Canadian, you know, but if you don't live here or you haven't been here, Hudson Bay was, I think, one of the very first commercial stores. Started out as a trading company back when Canada was formed. And their signature is these stripes on a woolen blanket. When I was a kid, we all had one on our bed. But over the years, they got to be so exclusive and so expensive that you actually couldn't afford to buy one. And I don't know whatever happened. Like I said, all 7 of us in our house, there was 5 kids, and my parents, we each had one of these Hudson Bay blankets. I don't know whatever happened to them, and they were thick and warm and wool. They were wonderful. Anyway, Kichi here is from they would put out a Christmas bear every year, and I don't know what year this one is from. It's one of the last ones anyway. But we're just going to look at the face. So here's the head gusset here. It runs right here and comes around here. You can see where the seaming is. So they've placed the eyes inside, and I actually like that. And I actually like the size of these eyes. I think that looks really cute. So here's an idea now for you, because you're behind me. You can place your eyes wherever you want to. You don't have to place them here and here like the pattern suggests. You can place them inside the gusset. So it makes a really cute face. But what we're concentrating on right now is this nose and mouth. So here's the nose. Here's the gusset. This is where the gusset goes around. And this nose is just wrapped around the gusset. Here's where the gusset goes. It's just, and the stitches are going up and down, not sideways. And then there's a tiny little stitch here, and then the mouth is sort of a pout. It goes down, not up. I hope you can see that. It's kind of difficult with, I'm trying to get the fur away, but you see how the mouth goes down? And there's not much space between that and the mouth. So there's one style of face. You can have it just like that. The mouth actually starts just a stitch away from where the nose ends, and the nose ends right at the end of the gusset. And the eyes are close together. So that's one. I like this. I think this is cute. Very, very cute. My other bear is a rust bear, and it's the same thing. There's the gusset right here. I can see, you probably can't see where the gusset is, but here's the stitch right here. It comes right from here all the way around here. Again, this eyes are inside the gusset, not outside the gusset. And the nose is exactly the same as Kiji. The stitches are on the very end of the gusset here. This is where the gusset ends. The stitches are right there. There's maybe 2 stitches long for that bottom of the lip or the top of the lip, and then the mouth goes downward. I don't know if you can see that. The mouth isn't very visible because it's the same color almost as the thread, but it goes down. It doesn't go up. So those are the 2 bears that I have that are commercial. This one was given to me by Gary on our very first Valentine's Day after we were married. I love it. Okay, so now for the handmade bears. Here's my big bear that we're using the exact same pattern. I didn't do a very good job. I think the stuffing has come away from the nose a little bit, but I went sideways, whereas the other ones went this way, and I was right at the end of the gusset. I was more onto the face part than actually on the gusset. And I have a few stitches, and then I went straight across. So that's this bear. I need to restuff this little bear. And my eyes are on either side of the gusset, like the pattern suggests. Now, one thing I'm going to mention about this is I did this after the bear was stuffed. And that's why there's puckers here and there, because actually the stuffing moved as I was working. This bear is understuffed. I wanted a very soft bear. That's the other thing. We'll get into that when we do the stuffing. But if you want to wait and do your stitching of your nose after, you can do that. But it'll depend on your stuffing how it's going to turn out. If you understuff your bear, which will make your bear really soft and squishy, it might do this, or it might not. Who knows? If you overstuff your bear to make it really firm, it'll probably be fine. So here's another bear. Now, this is one. This is Angel Bear. This is one that my Aunt Margaret made. This one used to be on our Christmas tree. And she's got wings on the back, made out of felt. And it is jointed. All these joints. It's jointed just by thread. It's not jointed by buttons or anything else. I have the pattern for this one too. Okay, so here she did, this has no gusset, or yes it does. There's the gusset right there. So she put her eyes right on the gusset on this one. Not inside, not outside, but right on the gusset. And she stitched her nose sideways, like the stitching is going sideways, a few stitches, and then her mouth came up. So there's another example of a bear's face. And last but totally not least, the smallest bear. This is also one made by Auntie Margaret, and I have the pattern for this as well. Made out of felt and is jointed by buttons. And this one does not have a gusset. This is sewn in a different way. But she's placed the eyes fairly close together and the nose right on the end, and she this time has gone down with her mouth. So there's another little bear. So that gives us some ideas about how to make our face. Let's get those out of the way. So I am going to use black thread, and I'm going to use 6 strands of embroidery cotton. And I gotta find a needle that is got a bigger eye, but oh, don't you just hate this? I'm just gonna take this off. Has a bigger eye, but is still sharp. So I'm gonna go into my needle case here and see what I can find. I think I have a good one. I love these old needle books, and this one in particular has really good needles in it. They're made of Swedish steel. This is the one here, I think. Yeah, it's some of these ones that have a bigger, well, that doesn't have that big of an eye. Some of the ones that have bigger eyes are longer, and I don't necessarily want a longer one. Here's a good one. Oh, that's quite long. It's like a darning needle. It's very sharp though. I don't really want anything that long. What's that one? These are quite small. How about that one? Oh gosh. That one might do. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Let's try it. So I'm going to cut myself a good length. And I really hope I can get this through this needle. Nope. So I'm going to do, I'll try for 4 strands. Let's see if I can do it with 4. I don't know if you can hear the wind. We are having like 60-kilometer winds outside right now. This is crazy. We've had so much wind this year. I don't recall it being that windy before. All right, maybe let's see if we can do the 4 strands here. This is just cheap cotton. I think I got it off of Amazon. I got a bag of 310, but it's not DMC, and it's really difficult stuff to work with, actually. No, 4 strands isn't going to do it. Take another one off. I bought it for doing collage pieces. And that's why I don't want to use my good stuff for that. And it's so fussy to get it in a needle. It fuzzes out on the end so bad, no matter how much you lick it. All right, I'm going to turn you off until I get this sorted. Okay, I found a better needle. This one has a much bigger eye in it. It was in the lid of my sewing case. I don't know why I didn't look there first. So I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie a double knot this time. All right, so I'm going to get my hand inside this head. And like I said, I'm going to make my strip right there for the down nose, but get this started. See, even with it this way, it's quite fussy. And it would be helpful if I wasn't looking through a camera. Okay, where is the needle? I want it right about there. Is that where I want it? No, that's where it's going to be. Got to make a start somewhere. Yeah, this is going to be kind of difficult. So let's just work with it the best we can. I'm going to go side to side. Going through a lot of layers here. So it's going to be a little bit fussy going. I'm just going to do it this way for right now. Do my outline, and then I will fill in. Hope you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to do one more right here. And I'm going to come out right there. Do I need to go one more down? Maybe one more. But that is as far as I'm going to go. So I'm going to fill this all in now. Then I'll be able to see if what I'm seeing is what I want. I'm trying not to go into the seam, because that will weaken the seam and I don't want that. Just going on either side of the seam, just a little past the seam. I think the more you do, the better it's going to look. To be honest with you, I'm not too happy with those big eyes anymore. But I can't take them out. I've really fastened them very severely in there, so they're there to stay. But that's okay. Very tough to get your needle through all of this because you've got 3 seams there and a bunch of stuff inside that's kind of all fighting for space. Glad I changed needles because that other one would have been way too thin, too hard to get anything in there. Oh, that's a thick seam. Could almost do with a pair of pliers. Okay, I'm past that seam now, I think. Nope, I'm not. I'm right in it. Ay, ay, ay. That is tough to get through. Just so happen to have a pair of pliers here. You might have to resort to something like that. Just at this top part here. Really tough going. I actually didn't have the pliers here for this project, but I'm glad I have them here, even so. Couple more stitches and we're done. Sorry, I didn't mean to jiggle you. I'm looking through the camera and not So once we get this face on, we will be able to sew this bear together. Now, I think I've sort of decided to hand sew it together because I did have some issues with the machine. A little sloppy on the side, isn't it? see if we can even that up a little bit. I just want this to go in here. Yeah, I had some issues with the machine, and I don't know. I think I would be better off to hand sew the body pieces together. Oh, I need one more hand, it seems. Yeah, I'm not happy with this one side here. How about I try and do this? There's not very much room once you sew it up. There's not really much room in there to get your hand in at the right angle that you need your hand to be in. You know what, I'm going to leave it. I'm totally going to leave it. It's not perfect, but it's not a perfect bear. It's a scrappy bear, isn't it not? Now, where is the bottom of this? Ah, got it. Okay, so I'm going to come down right in here and do a couple of stitches, pulling up some thread from the back. Oh dear. I'm going to do, I want to do it this way. No, I wanted to do it this way, but I'm going to come right down straight like this. So I'm going to do a back stitch here, right into there. Oh, gosh. It's a different kind of stitching, I tell you. And I'm going to do one more tiny little one. Right to there. Oh, that's the whole seam right there that I'm going through. And then I'm going to go here. Just making sure I'm not it's still a tail that's not come through. There we go. All right, so which way do we go? Should we go down or should we go up? I can actually fix that a little bit. I think I will fix that later. Once I have it stuffed, I might just do a few little cleanup stitches around. All right, I think I'm going to go down. Usually I would go up, but I think in this case, I'm going to go down. So I'm going to try and come up at the end. No. Close enough. I'm right in the seam. No, I'm not in the seam. I'm in the joins of the seam, if you will. So we're going to go like this, like that, or like that. I think we go like that. I'll do it upside down. I should stick with the back stitch, I guess. This is quite the down, down. Oh, sorry. Sorry. gosh. This is tough going here. All right, I'm going to go back where I was. Right there. See if I can find the needle inside without getting stabbed. See, I'm right in all this mess of the seam. Oh, and I lost my thread. Oh boy. I think I need a swig of my tea. Look at this pretty new mug that I just got. Isn't it autumnal? It's beautiful. And I have cranberry pomegranate tea. So nice and spicy. Our little drugstore here always carries these specialty teas during the holiday time. I just lost it again. Oy, oy, oy. And they had, I went in there to get a card, a greeting card, and they had their display of these teas, and they had pumpkin spice or something. And they had cranberry pomegranate. They had vanilla cinnamon. What was the other one? Oh, apple maple cinnamon. I bought one of each. I'm a sucker for these kind of teas. Okay, I got to get this other side of the face done, and it's very difficult to get back where you were. All right, let's see if I can find the spot where I came out the last time. And I wasn't planning on buying any tea, but I saw that because it goes really fast. If you don't buy it when they put up their little display, it's gone. And they do it for fall, but they also do it at Christmas time. So at Christmas time, they have all the different Christmas flavors, and oh my gosh, so good. Now, gotta make sure I get it roughly the same length. Don't want to have a lopsided grin, do we? Pull it through. And then I want to go back where I was. Oh man, this is not the easiest task. Anyway, I've tried every one of them so far. And I think actually this one is my favorite. I thought that the pumpkin spice would be my favorite, but I didn't find it very pumpkin-y. Oh, look at this, it came off again. But this cranberry one is really nice. So if you're out and about and you see stash cranberry pomegranate, give it a try. It's really good. Okay, last stitch. This took far too long. Well, I'm just going to see I was working through this, all this here. Just gonna end this, secure it good, go through here again a couple of times. Now where's my end? There it is. Give yourself more thread. Maybe that would be a better idea. Okay, there we go. Let's see what our bear looks like. Not too shabby. Again, it'll look different once the bear's got stuffing and ears. So my bear has an expression. What I'm going to do, I'm not happy that this isn't completely even though I don't think it really matters, but once the bear stuffed, I'm just going to go around and square diamond this off a little bit more, but it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not bad at all. So let's see. That is putting the face on our bear. Next thing is to put it all together and stuff it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good luck with putting your expression on your bear. And I'll see you really soon. Bye for now.